Hey, everybody. Joining me today is the Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and incredibly talented musician, Mr. Julian Marley. Julian, I'm stoked you could be with us today. How is your day going?
Very good. Give thanks for being here today, much blessings. Yes.
Well, when we last spoke for your cover issue, I believe it was the winter of 2019, you shared with me that you created JuJu Royal out of a desire to help people find relief with CBD. Why is that such a personal mission for you?
Well, healing the body is a very important thing, keeping the body strong, and knowing what's good for your body, So being a Rasta man as an organic kind of person, a naturalist, I say naturalist. So when it comes to herb and the benefits of the herb and all of these things, these are things that we live with every day, These are healings that we use every day, whether it is like, even before cannabis was a industry. That's what we used to do. We used to make herb tea, in Jamaica and lots of different kind of things. And, you can feel what the herb does for your body, So being a herbalist from ever since, is, we see it's only right to be part of this herb industry, to have JuJu Royal, as an entity that's out there teaching the people and also giving the people not just, oh, let's smoke some herb and feel good, but this CBD is good for your joints. Some people have anxiety, some people have a little bit of pain here and there where the CBD is good for, a lot of things, a lot of ailments of the body, and the mind. So it's very important, to be, be part of this herbal industry, especially the medical part of it, and going through, you experience things through life, you get to find out, say, herb is the healing of the nation, and a lot of the drugs that the people use out there is a poison to the system, So the herb is one of the most purest medicines out there, and it's knowledge and food for thought for the people,
Have your views on the medical use of cannabis, have they changed any since you started JuJu Royal?
It only gets stronger, more stronger, more finding out what more can we use this herb for, what else is there? Because one time I heard, I'm not going to quote the right numbers, but one time somebody told me there's 512 properties in the herb and we only use 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it is. I was like, okay, so what's the other properties for? We don't know what it's for yet. So I was like, wow, that's interesting.
Right.
I wonder what we can use that for, So the herb, is really a healing, of the nation.
Yeah. So
yes.
What have been some of your biggest challenges getting JuJu Royal established as a brand?
Well, first of all, obviously, the herbal business we still say it's kind of a brand new business because we're still trying to, everything's still trying to get regulated. Everything is still trying to, pass, we call it now, the buttons and all of these things that, have to do with the governments and stuff like that of making it, properly available to the people and, stop putting this negative energy behind the word herb, which is a plant like anything that God created, Mm-hmm. So it's like, that was the biggest challenge, that is the biggest challenge. And the other challenge is that everyone loves herbs, so everyone has something to do with herbs. So hey, it's a nice community of herbal people that's, putting out herb, and everyone loves herb, as you see, the herb, the scale of the growth of the herb industry is just like, because everyone's been smoking herb from ever since and using it for the benefit of, of themselves. The challenge is, it's just about keeping coming up with with great products that really do something for you. So just to keep coming up with something brand new, you know. And we don't call that a challenge, but that's more like a inspiration, you know. Like, oh, let's try this. It works, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Like for instance, the pain soothing cream. You know, you have comfort salve. There's comfort salve, which is for like pain joints. So I went jogging a couple of days ago, and then I felt a little pain here and there in my foot. So like, let me rub some of this JuJu Royal pain salve, and hey, so it said it works. So that's the good thing.
Something I
Yes.
think is cool about what you're doing. You talked earlier about you used to put it in tea, and that was the way that traditionally, you know, one of the ways you would ingest it. And then you're doing a lot of cooking products, like you've got your CBD olive oil. How does cooking with
Yes.
CBD kind of play a part in your wellness regimen?
Well, the cooking is just the same as the tea. You know, it's just, you know, put into food. You know, so it's basically, you know, say for instance, I want a salad. I just make a salad. And I just, you know, the same way you pour your olive oil and your thing on your salad, same way, but mix up. And there you go, voila, you have CBD salad, you know. And that is just so, it's like healing your body without even acknowledging that you're taking in herb or have to drink herb tea or no. Eat your salad, don't forget about it. You're not gonna feel, you're not gonna get high, you're not gonna get what they say, whatever they say, because, you know. So the CBD in the, you know, with the food works so good, natural, you don't feel, you know, obviously CBD doesn't get you high. All it does is cool. If you have anxiety, you cool on your anxiety. If you're extra hyper, you just relax, you know, and it doesn't. So it's a very, you know, it's a very important way for use the herb. You know, some people can't smoke the herb, but they still need that medical part of the herb because they say every human body consists of one element that is in herb. You know, basically everyone has herb in their body at all times, whether you've used it or not. From that one little chemical, and I forgot what it's called, but there's something in herb that is in every person. You know, so that goes to show you then, oh, it must be for mankind because we all have a little bit of us in our systems, you know. It's just so important, you know, the use of herb, you know.
Well, you've talked about how there are all these different cannabinoids and components that we haven't really gotten to understand yet.
Right.
Is that one of your
That's
bigger
true.
frustrations with the idea of or the state of cannabis medicine right now?
Yeah, it's like it's not educating the people. You know, when you don't educate the people about truth and rights, you know, we miss a very big part of the picture. You know, so it's very bad when you know when the people are not educated the right way. Always, you know, basically we're telling the people smoke and drink, smoke and drink. No, it's not really smoke and drink. It's smoke and meditate and feel your body and heal your body and uplift, you know, your spirit and you know, and your mind, you know. So it's a whole different herb is a whole different book again to be learned. You know, like at the moment, like we're only on the second page of the book. You know, there's many more pages, you know, to go of, oh, herb is good for this, herb is good for that. Oh, you know.
What do you think needs to change for people to understand that and for it to be more accepted worldwide?
I don't know. Yeah. The truth, herb is, you know, herb is truth. Herb is like truth, you know. When you smoke herb, like, you know, truth comes up inside of you more than anything else. And it's up to you if you want to speak the truth or speak, you know, the other thing. But for me, the herb is a spiritual component. So if you're not really in tune to the spirit, you're not going to accept it, you know. And that's the bottom line. Herb is a spiritual thing. So if you're not in tune with some part of your spirit, you're not going to accept it. You know, and that's how I see it. I'm not sure, you know, that's my thoughts on it, you know, that it's so spiritual. If you don't with it, then yeah, it's just not in you, you know. You just don't see that clear picture that we all see, you know?
I like that.
Like when you see the trees and the birds that's just another plant. What are we talking about? We didn't confiscate it. Who made it? It wasn't some scientist in a laboratory made it. It was God made it originally for the use of man. So, I guess we're not wise enough to know that, oh, God created it,
Yeah.
So it's a very subject there on that one. Yes.
How do you see JuJu Royal kind of changing and evolving as more people begin to embrace the idea of CBD as medicine?
Well, I say it's evolving nicely. It's coming up very nicely. A lot of new updates have been done, marketing wise, product wise. So right now is refreshing. It's a new day, it's a new time. Everything is new, and I definitely see a positive upliftment, happening in the JuJu Royal, for JuJu Royal right now. And yeah, I have to say, give thanks, man. It's coming up, coming up good.
Good. And you've had the benefit of getting to travel the world. As a British citizen, you've seen how they've incorporated hemp into their culture. What do you find most surprising about how the U.S. is legalizing it, at least the states in which it is legal? What surprises you about the way we're doing it?
Well, something, I'm not surprised. There's nothing that surprises me really, because we say herb is the healing of the nation. So if you're going to heal the nation, that means there will be no crime, there will be no war, there will be no fighting, there will be everybody will be like, hey, everything's good vibes, So that is a very important thing, to herb is positive, and then, we always have a negative vibe against, there's always negative against the positive. So the herb is a positive. I'm not sure how it play out. As we say, there's so many people that herb is spiritual, So if it's not, if that person is not spiritually connected to some form of, not even to the nature, if you're not connected to nature and give thanks for nature, you're not going to see this herb, or you're not going to accept this herb. So that is how I see it. So it's a tug and war. Some people say, yeah, we feel it. And some people say, no. And that is the division of the thing, So this surprise, and if you want to call it a surprise is that, wow, I can't see the people, them just can't get together. That's just wow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. For the benefit of people, just for the benefit of people. And like right now, we're living in this time where so much crazy stuff happening, and we need this herb. The people them need a herb for their mind, because their minds are going crazy. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that can calm you is this herb. Whether, you're going to use some olive oil, or whether you're going to smoke a spliff, or whether you're going to eat a edible, or,
Yeah.
The herb is so very important today, even more than before, because everyone was all right before. Yeah, I can do what I want, hey. But now it's like your mind needs to be free,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a godsend for me. I can relate. So, what advice would you offer people who are maybe considering incorporating cannabis into their lifestyle for the first time?
Well, start slow. Don't always just go straight to the heavy, high grade, You have sativa, you have lighter weighted herb that is not so heavy for you. Like for me, I can smoke the heaviest herb, because we have been smoking for from when whenever ever since. But for me, new smokers, new people being introduced to herb now is like, you have to start light. You start with the lightest, milligrams. You don't start with this heavy thing that's gonna make you feel. Just a little bit, Like when we were small, years ago when we just started kind of smoking. Originally, you take one draw and that's it. You take one pull and that's it, like for the day. And then maybe another day you might take one draw, and then till it becomes two draw, to the three draw. Then you smoke one spliff for yourself for the whole day. Until now, some people can smoke 8, 9 spliff and still going through the day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, use a herb wisely. It's good for you, but just like anything, too much of something can, get your buzz out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's good. Herb is good, and just take it little by little.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to smoke it. You can drink it. You can eat it, or you can massage it on your body with the different medicated creams and stuff that we have, with the herb, with the CBD.
There's so many different ways you can enjoy it and experience it, bring it into your life. And it's interesting to me to think about where we are with it now, having all these different modalities, and then, how far we've come as far as acceptance. And something that your dad spoke a lot about was cannabis as medicine. How do you think he would feel about the current perception of cannabis in the US?
Well, you'd be like, see, I tell you. He would say, I told you. He told you in the songs. He told you. So the only thing he could say is there, see it there. As a matter of fact, I just had to leave the news and go away. So that's like you leave the news with us and exodus to the higher parts of Zion. So it's like you leave us this prophecy that we say, okay, herb is the healing of the nation. That's what we heard 20 years ago, and then here we are today, 20 years, 30 years later, and everyone's saying herb is healing people. And I said, look at this. But these Rasta men were speaking these things in the 70s before we had internet. So so basically you used to have this little bush doctor then that used to really boil the herbs and make different kind of herbs to find out what was in, how we can use these herbs, because this information was around from ever since. All these great benefits of herb, If you listen to Peter Tosh, his song Legalize It from 1976, he says, it cures glaucoma, and it cures this, cures that, good for asthma, good for this, good for that. I was like, look there, I'm not sure if every one of those points he said was right, but when you check it out today, it shows you that, he was very close on track to exactly what herb does for our bodies, our minds, our souls.
On that note, I'd love to know how you see the future of cannabis.
The future of cannabis. Right now, I'm not worried about the future of cannabis. I'm worried about the future of mankind.
Yeah, right.
The future of cannabis has been around from day one of creation. Cannabis has been around. And that's like one of the strongest plants ever on earth. So it's like we don't have, that's going to be always around. It's about what are we, mankind, doing with it for our people? Are we using it as medicines, or are we putting it down as, putting it down and raising up the tablet drugs, that gives you a very bad aftershock. You know what I'm saying? These medicated drugs that you get sometimes. We're not saying all of them is bad, but there is some that is really bad for you, especially when it's the ones that have to do with emotions and, your mind. Herb is the only thing that works on emotion and mind when it comes to something natural. The tablets that the doctor give you, yes, that might do something, but the aftershock is worse. But the herb now is such of a, it's so great that I can't even explain how we really should be talking about herb. Such of a magnitude, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Of what it can do. Yes.
That's a powerful takeaway. Lastly, Julian, is there anything you'd like our attendees to know or to understand before we close our session for today?
Well, I just want everyone to know to love each other, and keep on a good grade. Keep on a good grade. Those out there who is coming into the herb business or smoking herb or, want something to cool down the nerve, herb is it. Herb is the right thing. Everything else is very questionable. Herb is like a plant. We've never picked an apple off the tree and wonder, is it going to poison me? We've never done that before. Because an apple is an apple at all times. Fruits that we know what it is, But something I've never seen, all right, I'm not going to trouble that. But herb, I've heard about herb from ever since. Fruits, so herb is just another fruit, So love each other, respect each other, and praise the Almighty. Give thanks and praise, Rastafari.
I love it. It's beautiful. Yeah. Julian, thank you for joining us today. Right. And until next time, this is Patricia Miller and Julian Marley signing off.
Today's episode of Cannabis and Tech Talks is brought to you by Quest. Humidity problems? Take control. Save energy, save time, and protect your investment. It's time to make your humidity issues disappear. Quest designs and manufactures the most powerful and most energy-efficient commercial dehumidification equipment on the market. They also partner with people in an array of industries sharing their expertise to help their customers create the most productive environments possible. Environmental control equipment made better in the heart of the USA. Quest Commercial and Industrial Dehumidifiers. Visit questclimate.com to see their lineup of products.